Hiya folks, I'm Grim and welcome to Grim Grooves, a channel where I react to and review music of all kinds. Today we'll be checking out Rain World's OST, Sundown. I've been told that I should have listened to this before Random Gods or something like that maybe, but it was what I was suggested and Random Gods was absolutely crazy. Like, so intense and so frantic and everything like that, so I'm curious what this will be. But if you've got anything else you'd like me to check out, make sure you throw it down in the comments. And while you're down there, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe, because I got tons more content coming out like this, more Rain World stuff, and all kinds of other video game reactions. Also get a Patreon you can check out if you'd like to support me, or a Ko-Fi down in the description. And Discord if you'd like to join that too. Without further ado, let's check out Sundown from Rain World. Like a storm rolling in. So atmospheric already, like beautiful airy synth with the kind of sound of rain in the background. Earlier we got some like thunder sounds and things like that. Really interesting. And I know obviously it's Rain World, like rain is a big threat, I believe, because you're just this small little creature and stuff. So really interesting. And I probably will eventually make some videos playing the game because I do want to try it out, probably on my other channel. But yeah, this is really interesting so far. Curious where this will go. It's interesting, there's almost a lightness to this, whereas Random Gods was like so intense and stressful and crazy and disjointed and stuff like that, whereas this is very, very serene, very beautiful. I mean, you have the sound of rain in the background, but it doesn't seem like a threat in this instance, at least for this music here. It seems very light and very beautiful for the most part, like this kind of airy synth melody. It, it gives feelings of like hope and adventure a little bit, mostly hope. But it's beautiful compared to, again, how it's such a drastic contrast from Random Gods to this. And again, I'm not exactly sure where this plays exactly, but still, like, it's just interesting that this is the same game because how crazy Random Gods was, and it obviously that's a much more intense sequence and stuff like that, so it makes sense. But this is still really interesting, very beautiful. There's that like light, ethereal, like very hopeful melody section of this. It's really interesting though, like really well done. And despite the fact that it's very simple, like it's just a few kind of very airy synth melodies that I keep saying, it's still really interesting. Like, and the emotions that are portrayed in this, like the hopefulness and there's again very lightness to some of this, where despite the fact that it's incredibly like stressful world and you're this little creature and you're trying to survive and everything like that, but it's really interesting how unique this is. Like, and it's not that complex, like I said, but there's still so many emotions being portrayed through these like individual notes and the way that it goes higher and lower and certain frequencies and stuff like that. It's really interesting, and again, it just makes me want to play the game more to kind of get to experience where this plays and how the game plays and all that type of stuff. Slight sound of rain in the background. Carry us out. Wow. It's so interesting. Like, they didn't need to go too crazy with it, and they didn't, obviously. They went fairly simple, fairly basic, fairly, like, light and airy. But it got the mood across very well. Like, this is incredibly atmospheric music. Like, and not only just because there's the like rain in the background, the like odd thunder you can hear roaring in the distance kind of thing. Like, and in a game like this, obviously those things are deadly, I would assume. Like, rain is, yeah, that's the whole thing, is Rain World. But the fact that it's the entire theme here is just kind of like this incredibly airy synth melody as it progresses from like one kind of octave to another, and just kind of flowing through these different notes in this kind of same synth melody with the rain and everything behind. Like, it gives this sense of like calm at some points or hopefulness at other points, but it's still very beautiful, and it's very, again, very, very simple, but at the same time it works very, very well for the atmosphere, like for setting a specific atmosphere, setting a specific feeling for this game. And again, the kind of stripped down nature of it. Like, I'm sure this isn't a game where you have like a ton of menus and a ton of like in-depth like control over what happens and things like that. You're just this little creature trying to survive. There isn't like a crazy level of depth to that system, whereas it's like very stripped down. It's like you went into a game and you're playing like as a cat or something, like I don't know, and the entire game is just that, playing as a cat, right? There was that one game where you play as a cat. Anyways, it has that same kind of stripped down nature to it, where they don't need like a ton of extra fluff or a ton of extra elements to it. It's just like raw emotional feelings, or raw like atmospheric emotion, like feelings of the feelings of the environment. I don't know. I'm losing it. But anyways, it's really, really interesting though. And again, despite it not being the most complex or unique style of themes, it was still really interesting, and again, it fit the atmosphere perfectly. It created that atmosphere. Even though I haven't played the game, like I could still feel the like that kind of hopefulness or whatever, like all these emotions going along with it. But it was really interesting. But anyways, thanks for hanging out, watching my reaction. If you liked it, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. Until next time, later days, folks.